What's up, awesome YouTubers? Rhine1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you guys, and today I'm here to do another October video. This is my second official October video entitled Rhine1988's October 2020. And so in this video, I'm going to recommend 12 horror movies to check out this October, guys. I tried to pick movies that are lesser known, so I'm not going to pick like Halloween or Trick or Treat or, you know, any of the Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th films, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I picked out one Scream Factory movie because I didn't really want to go all Scream Factory, all Arrow and stuff like that. I love Arrow and I love Scream Factory, but you know, before we had Scream Factory, before we had Arrow, we did have Anchor Bay. But a lot of the times, if you wanted to go purchase a DVD or a Blu-ray of a horror movie, you know, there was a lot of variety of companies releasing these, and most of the time they were out of print. So I kind of went a little old school, not completely old school, and I kind of, again, stayed away from most of these Shout Factory, Scream Factory titles, except for one, and I'll talk about that when I get to it. So I hope you enjoy this list, guys. I went with, you know, a vampire film, a werewolf movie, black and white horror movies. I picked out one Halloween, officially Halloween-based movie. It's based around Halloween. It's on Halloween night. I'll talk about it last. And stay tuned for a lot more videos to come, guys. So I'm not going to try to ramble on too long. I actually re-recorded this video. Sorry, my nose itched. I re-recorded this video because the last time I did the video, it was a bit too long. So let's go through these pretty quick, guys. So the first two movies are black and white horror movies. I love a great black and white horror movie. I went with Carnival of Souls, which is just fantastic, guys. Check that one out. And then I went with The Innocents, and The Innocents is a movie that is actually it's based on a book, The Turning of the Screw, I believe. Could be wrong. I think I'm saying it wrong. It's based off a book. And Haunting of Bly Manor, which is coming on Netflix, is based off of that book as well. So what I recommend you guys do is either check out the movie before the TV show, or if they are, because I don't know how different and similar they're going to be. If you're going to watch the TV show, then go watch The Innocents, because I don't want things to be spoiled for you guys if you're looking forward to watching The Haunting of Bly Manor. Again, I don't know how similar and different they're going to be, but The Innocents is based off of that story, and it's based off of the book, again, The Turning of the Screw. Again, could be saying it wrong. You know, correct me down below if you need to. But The Innocents. Check that one out. Check out these two black and white horror movies. I love Night of the Living Dead. I love Psycho. Of course, you got the Universal monster movies out there. These are two of the best. They're up there with them. If not, they're better than some of those. And I love those two movies. So check those out, guys. The next one is a werewolf movie. And this, again, is the reason why... There's a reason why I picked this movie out of my Scream Factory / Shout Factory collection. Because I don't have a lot of werewolf movies in my collection, guys. You know, I have American Werewolf in London, which is fantastic. I have The Howling, which is fantastic. I have The Howling 2, Your Sister's a Werewolf, which is just underrated. I know it's kind of bad. It's so bad it's good. I love that movie. And then, you know, there's probably like one or other two werewolf movies in my collection. But I picked out this movie because it is my third favorite werewolf movie after American Werewolf in London and The Howling, and that is Ginger Snaps. So 20 years. This movie came out 20 years ago. Love Ginger Snaps. Just fantastic. Canadian horror movie. I think it came out on VHS here. I think that was how it kind of premiered here in the US. I don't think it had a big theatrical release here in the US. But Ginger Snaps, absolutely love it. Great performances all around. Catherine Isabelle, Emily Perkins, fantastic. Check out Ginger Snaps, guys. Great werewolf movie that takes place around Halloween, so very cool. Next one is a vampire film or a vampire miniseries. I love this. I'm just going to say vampire film. because I've always seen it as a vampire film. And for the longest time, you know, there was the Snapper Cut DVD that was out of print. So if you were going to watch this miniseries or this movie, you had to catch it on TV. And it doesn't come on TV very much anymore. I don't think it even comes on TV anymore. And that is Salem's Lot. So when the DVD got re-released, I had the DVD, had the old Blu-ray, or the first Blu-ray, and now I got this fantastic steelbook. But I love Salem's Lot. Great miniseries. Again, great movie in my opinion. One of the best vampire stories out there. I just read the novel this past summer, and it's fantastic. This movie, or this miniseries, is definitely different from the novel in a lot of ways. Similar premise, but they do things differently. Barlow looks totally different compared to how he's described, or unlike how he's described in the book. So I know they're wanting to remake this for a theatrical film. So I would love to honestly see if they can, you know, take a lot of the concepts and a lot of the characteristics from the book into that new movie. But Salem's Lot, guys, directed by Tobe Hooper in 1979. I love that film. Going on, we have a slasher film. I picked out a slasher from 1980. That is Terror Train. I love Terror Train, and I know people talk about it, but it's not every day that people talk about this movie. Jamie Lee Curtis from Halloween, Prom Night, Halloween 2, The Fog. She's in this movie. I love Terror Train. I love the setting. The train setting's is fantastic. The fact that this killer has 3 different looks throughout the movie is great. You might see the twist, you know, kind of nowadays. You might see the twist like ahead of time. You probably don't, but it's still a great twist. It's one of the best slasher movies out there, especially from the 80s when you had so many of them. This was the early days of slasher films, and I love Terror Train. So check that one out, guys. The next one is more of a thriller, more suspense than a horror movie, but I wanted to add this to the list because, one, it takes place around Halloween again, and it is October. It's the Halloween season, so check it out. And it has it has great performances and a fantastic soundtrack. That is The Guest, and actually a fantastic performance from Dan Stevens, who plays our lead villain, who kind of begins as this like nice guy that, you know, he's a pretty nice guy. He's not actually nice, but he seems nice. And then, like, as the movie progresses, he, you know, slowly spirals, and there's something wrong with Dan Stevens' character. But The Guest is fantastic. I love the soundtrack. One of my favorite soundtracks out there, and I will listen to it constantly, and it never gets old for me. But The Guest, guys, check that one out. It's a must-watch, directed by Adam Wingard, who directed You're Next. That was one of his first big movie was You're Next, and that's fantastic. And then he did The Guest, and he's now going to do King Kong vs. Godzilla, which is crazy where his career's going. But yeah, love The Guest. Check that one out, guys. Then I picked a Dario Argento movie, and it's also kind of a slasher slash Italian giallo, a giallo slasher movie. That is Inferno. His second movie in his Three Mothers trilogy. You have Suspiria, this movie, and you have Mother of Tears. I love Inferno. I think it's a very underrated Dario Argento movie. Not a lot of people talk about this film. There are people that like it, and people do talk about it, but again, it's not every day that I hear people talk about Inferno. Suspiria is always going to be my favorite Dario Argento movie, but Inferno is up there with it. I love Inferno. I think it's better than some of his, you know, more well-known, well-talked-about movies. You know, Deep Red, I've never really had much of a connection with. I don't particularly like that movie as much as other people do. Good movie, but not one of my favorites. Tenebrae is another one. I enjoy Tenebrae. But Inferno, I absolutely love. And this is one to check out. I love Phenomena as well. I think that's a great one too. But Inferno, fantastic. So check that one out if you've never seen it. Then I picked 2 films directed by the same director, Ty West. I love I love both these movies. This first movie I love is a cult classic. The second movie I'm going to talk about from him is a lesser known one. it came out and people don't really talk about it now. The first one is House of the Devil. Fantastic, guys. Sorry for that glare. Love House of the Devil. Amazing. This movie came out in 2008 or 2009, and I remember when this came out, and this is back when I started making YouTube videos. And this movie was talked about by a lot of YouTubers. That's how I came across it, was other YouTubers talking about it. Love the House of the Devil. If you've never seen it, check it out, guys. It's so good. And then the next one I'm going to talk about is from Ty West as well, and I think this is very underrated. It came out, people talked about it a little bit, and then it kind of just disappeared. And honestly, Ty West has disappeared. Like, he's directed like 2 or 3 movies after this, but, he's kind of disappeared, and it's a shame because, even though I didn't like The Sacrament, I know he directed that one, and he directed Western, which I never saw. I love House of the Devil, and I love this next movie, and that is The Innkeepers. So Innkeepers, great movie. Again, came out, and not a lot of people talk about it anymore, but great haunted hotel movie, supernatural film. 2 hotel clerks who are pretty much staying over a weekend at the hotel that they work at, which is going to shut down after the weekend. And so this is the final time where they can prove, or they want to prove, that there is a ghost or ghosts haunting this old hotel. But The Innkeepers is fantastic. Check it out if you've never watched it. Highly recommend it. Then we got a witch movie, and again, I don't have a lot of witch movies in my collection, but this is definitely probably my favorite. I know I have The Witch. It's probably my second favorite witch movie. I guess Suspiria. Suspiria is a witch movie, so that's my favorite one. But this is a close second. I love this movie. The Lords of Salem. I love The Lords of Salem. I know a lot of people don't like this, or they haven't seen it. It's an underrated, underappreciated Rob Zombie film. I absolutely love The Lords of Salem. I watch it every October. It's definitely one that gets me in the mood. It has a great atmosphere, very kind of chilly atmosphere. It's different from Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie is known for like that brutality, that 70s grindhouse brutality that a lot of his movies have. House of 1,000 Corpses is my favorite Rob Zombie film, but Lords of Salem is my second favorite. And then I would say Devil's Rejects, which I know that's an unpopular opinion. I know Devil's Rejects is his most high praised movie, and a lot of people would say that's their favorite one. This is, for me, above Devil's Rejects. It's my second favorite after House, like I mentioned. But I love The Lords of Salem, and I feel like out of his work, this is the one that a lot of people don't talk about. And I know some people don't like it, and it's understandable because it's definitely different for Rob Zombie. But I love it for that reason. Again, great setting, great atmosphere. John Five's music or score in this movie is amazing. I own the score. I think it's fantastic. So check out Lords of Salem if you've never seen it. It is, again, not my favorite witch-based movie. Suspiria, I guess, would be that. But Lords of Salem would be my second favorite. The last 2 movies are actually TV movies. And then the last movie, or the last TV movie, is the Halloween-based movie that I'm going to recommend. But this is a great TV movie that came out, I believe, in 1980. Very eerie. It's still very eerie today. They definitely don't make TV movies like they used to. This is fantastic. And that is The Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, or Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. It's a movie, again, came out in 1980. It was a TV movie. When you watch the film, though, if you don't know the history of the movie, it feels like a theatrical film, but it's not. This is the 30th anniversary Blu-ray. I think it's out of print now. I got it from a convention. I love the movie. Absolutely love it. It is one to check out if you've never watched it. I don't know if it's available anymore. I don't know if... I think the Blu-ray's out of print. I think the DVD you could still get. But Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, fantastic. So check that one out. Great TV movie. Great atmosphere. The atmosphere really stands out. Performances all around are really good. It's a whodunit type of film. So check that out, guys. I don't know if it's a whodunit movie. It's more of a revenge flick, pretty much. So a character named Bubba is killed in the beginning of this movie when he is wrongfully accused of attacking this little girl. They're both friends. And these three guys who have it out for Bubba go after him, and they kill him. And then they find later on that a dog attacked this little girl. After the three men are pretty much set free and not, they're not convicted for their consequences on killing Bubba, this vengeful being goes after these three men. And I love The Dark Knight of Scarecrow. Great build-up, great atmosphere. Fantastic, guys. Check that out. And the last one I'm going to talk about, and I know I'm going on 15 minutes, so I'm going to try to make this quick, is my pick for the Halloween-based film to check out. I could have went with the Trick or Treat from the 1980s. I love that movie. Of course, we got Halloween, and we got the anthology film Trick or Treat, which are essentials to watch in October. But this movie right here is a TV film that came out in 1985. It is one of my favorite Halloween-based movies. I watched it last night. It is so good. I've seen this movie for 10 years now, over 10 years, and I love it. That is The Midnight Hour. So The Midnight Hour has history as far as physical media goes. It only has one DVD, at least here in the US. I think there's DVDs overseas that are pretty reasonable to get as far as price goes. But Anchor Bay, a long time ago, 2000, released the only US DVD, and that DVD is now long out of print. Hard to get. If you're gonna pay for it, it's like over $200, and that's just used. This, is a burned DVD that I got from Scarefest in 2010. But The Midnight Hour is actually on YouTube, so there's the full movie on there. And so I'm going to recommend you guys check it out if you've never seen it. I'm going to leave that movie down below in a link. Amazing. I don't know who the YouTuber is. I just came across it because, I really wanted to recommend this movie and talk about it. So I looked it up. There is the full movie on YouTube. Check it out, guys, this October. It is so good. It's campy, it's fun, but I love The Midnight Hour. So, yeah, I'm gonna just leave it there. It's based on Halloween night. These teenagers kind of awaken these spirits. So there's like ghouls and vampires out there. It's fantastic. So anyway, guys, the video is almost 20 minutes long, so I like to talk. I hope you guys enjoy, me talking about these films. These are going to be my 12, or just my October recommendations, guys. Again, I could have went with, the classics, but I wanted to try to find movies that maybe not everybody has seen. Maybe you have seen them, but it's been a while. So check them out, guys. Let me know your guys' picks for October 2020. What movies are you going to watch? Are there going to be the standout ones that a lot of people don't know about? Leave the comments down below, and I hope you guys enjoyed my picks. So, as always, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. In with a positive, out with a negative. Go eat some Skittles, and much love to you all. Bye, guys.